Move on then, and we've got another guest, Cheryl. Well, you go ahead.
Well, I'm delighted because Cheryl's been gathering data all of her very own, and you'll remember our wonderful friend Cheryl Grainger, who managed to ruffle the MHRA's feathers live during the board meeting. Well done, Cheryl. Well, she's been gathering information for us at the Better Way conference. So without further ado, welcome. Thank you, Cheryl, for all you're doing, and tell us, how was it at the Better Way conference?
Hi, everybody. It was very busy. It was very, very intense. It was 2.5 days, finishing at 9:00 at night, of having 8 conversations, 8 sections with 8 people doing 10-minute reports, and then they had a panel discussion. So it was very intense, lots of information, lots of people meandering around during the breaks and talking to each other, which is a good thing because that means everybody's mixing and everybody's absorbing all this information. So I'll just go through the problems that they talked about and the way that they're trying to move everybody away from the problems that we've got. So conversation 1 was Big Pharma to Real Health. So that was actually trying to get us to move away from captured institutions and put health first, and to particularly move us towards safe, repurposed, cheap, well-established alternatives. Conversation 2 was moving us from fake foods to foods as medicine. So that's trying to move us away from many of these synthetic foods to naturally grown local organic food to hopefully transform our health, both of individuals but of land and communities. The third conversation was about AI and transhumanism and moving us back to being human again. So it asked the question, is there an inevitability at this point of moving towards transhumanism? And what are the implications? And therefore starting to discuss about what it means to be human and looking at the sanctity of life. The fourth conversation was looking at electro-smog, as they called it, to nature's frequencies. And that was basically trying to get us to take necessary steps now. Regulation would be a good thing, but to get necessary steps to reduce the impact of man-made electromagnetic frequencies. The fifth conversation was about climate change to nature nurture, and that was again moving us to exploring solutions so we have a net positive future. Sixth conversation was looking at thought control to free thought, and that was talking about all the manipulation by the media and living in a technocracy, and how do we reclaim and protect our minds, our privacy, our money. The seventh one was moving from One Health, which is the WHO pushing to optimise people, animals and ecosystems, to taking back our power. And then finally, they were looking at scarcity to abundance, and that was looking at finding the better way away from where we're being pushed. So they're actually saying we need to set a path away from fear towards love and trust, remembering who we are, embracing the infinite positive possibilities available to us, exploring everything that's available to us, and getting groups to start working together. And I'd just like to mention I made contact with the COVID Control Group. So that was a group that was started by 2 wonderful ladies who realised that once the studies on the vaccines had got rid of the control group because they'd injected them all, that we didn't have anything that would give us long-term safety data. So they started putting together a group, the control group of the unvaccinated. They've now got 340,000 controls, unvaccinated people, registered with them in 177 countries, which means that they can help a lot of people in certain situations. So this card is what you would get if you went on to vaxcontrolgroup.com, vaxcontrolgroup.com, and you can register yourself and you can make decisions about how you want to be treated if you, for example, went into hospital as an emergency.
Cheryl, thank you very much. And I know that you'll be hopefully joining us for Extra, and we'll talk about it some more then. Thank you.
Yeah, I was stuttering a bit there because I thought, my goodness, with that description of what all those people were doing, and I know it was an exceptionally friendly event and a lot of good information. If Mariana Spring had been there, that would have been a hate conference, I think. She would have said, these disgraceful people talking about love and trying to make the planet a better place. But maybe I'm just being a bit